Okay, I should be YouTube Studio. No, it's not YouTube Studio, is it? It is. You guys get to see all this fun stuff. You get to see all the fun stuff. Uh, view your channel. All right, let's see. All right, it says we're live. Awesome. Okay. So, this is Reluctant Prophet's post. This is in his own words. Let's see. It's kind of glary out here. There's a lot of glare going on. Well, I guess so. StreamYards is giving me a lot of difficulty. It won't let me continue with the free account. Whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm not paying for it. I'm just not. Like, I like you guys somewhat. I mean, but I'm not paying. They want like $40 a month or some crap to stream on StreamYards, and I ain't about that. Like, you guys get what I give you. I'll buy documents because I'm interested in them, but like for the just to allow someone to come up here, I mean, I'm willing to do it, obviously, but I'm not gonna pay for StreamYards. So sorry if yeah. I mean, if someone knows of a better software to use, then I would be happy to take a look at it. But I'm not going to do that. So unfortunately, with this format, I won't be able to see your chat. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. I do apologize for not being able to see your chat. But again, I'm not paying for StreamYards. So this is Reluctant Prophet's video, a lawyer in his own words. And there is the most handsome man in the universe. Is that pre or post my new fresh haircut? I can't see with all the glare. I think that's pre-haircut. So I got a haircut after this. Coffee, delicious. I was in court that morning, I think, which is why I was all gussied up. But let's 30 minutes. Wow. All right. So I have not watched this. I have seen some people post some things on my Discord about it, but we'll see. We'll see what we're all about.
And make videos like, yeah, but I'm not invested. Like, I'm not out there causing problems for people. I'm sitting in my car making YouTube videos, giving my take on what's going on, not egging anybody on to commit, to break the law or to run up someone's prison time. I'm not showing up at the courthouse, and I'm not saying showing up.
Wait, hold on. I need to turn that off. Hold on a second. All right. So apparently we need to read the words that he's putting below what I'm saying.
And make videos like, yeah, but I'm not invested. Like, I'm not.
This is what happens when a bar certified attorney forgets what due diligence means. I hear people throw this due diligence at me all the time. Like, show me where in any statute anywhere I have to use due diligence when making YouTube videos, and where it defines what due diligence is. You can't. And bar certified, no. I am a licensed attorney in California. Bar certified is a nonsense statement that only a fucking idiot would make. Like, you don't. It just shows he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's using the wrong terms. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's throwing out this due diligence thing like it's meaningful. It's not meaningful. It's not meaningful. He's not saying anything. Like, he thinks I didn't use due diligence, and he thinks I need to use due diligence, but he can't point to a statute, or I'm going to assume he can't point to a statute or a court ruling that says that when a licensed attorney makes a YouTube video, he has to meet Reluctant Prophet's definition of what due diligence is. Like, this is the problem that stupid people make, like Reluctant Prophet, where they continuously set the bar for things they don't know anything about and hold people to their version of what it is, instead of finding out what the bar actually is and holding themselves to that bar. I hope that makes sense.
Giving my take on what's going on.
In the video you're about to watch, nearly every single thing this lawyer says is false. Okay, not mistaken, not misinformed, flat out false. What's the difference between mistaken, misinformed, and false? Well, if you're mistaken, what you're saying is false. If you're misinformed, what you're saying may or may not be false. But this isn't a dichotomy. I mean, these two things can be true at the same time. So are you saying I'm lying? Like, are you saying I'm lying, Reluctant Prophet? Because it sounds like you're saying I'm lying. And don't worry, I'm not going to sue you for defamation. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And defamation generally is hard to win. I mean, unlike you and Lame Myers, I actually have an understanding of what it takes to win a defamation lawsuit, and it's not very easy to do. And because things that you don't think are opinion, things that you think are factual statements, are actually opinion. It's weird. It's strange. I don't really like the way defamation lawsuits are, but they're hard to win, and they're even harder to recover from. So, I mean, if you want to call me a liar, dude, just sack up and call me a liar. Don't be a little bitch about it. Don't beat around the bush.
The Prophet was present, and he was trying to video record the sentencing. And was
flat out false.
Reluctant Prophet was present, and he was trying to video record.
He never called, never emailed, never asked a single question. But somehow he felt qualified to defame a complete stranger on camera in front of thousands. Well, so again, defamation is really hard to deal with. I'm going to give you a crash course in defamation. First of all, there's per se, and that means just the statement in and of itself, without any context required, is defamatory. Like saying that if I said Reluctant Prophet has genital herpes, that would be a per se defamation. Per quad is the other kind of defamation, where the statement in and of itself is not necessarily defamatory. You're going to have to show additional facts to show that it's defamatory. For example, if I said that Reluctant Prophet wears diapers, is that defamatory? Well, it may or may not be. First of all, how old is Reluctant Prophet, right? Like, you need to know additional facts. If he's 2 years old, well, wearing diapers is not an insult. If he's 80 years old, well, wearing diapers is an insult. If he's 50 years old, well, wearing diapers might be an insult, you know? And I'm not talking about like the truth as the defense to defamation. I'm talking about just if it's defamatory on its face, or if you need additional facts. This is one of the ones where you need additional facts. So if I said something that was wrong, the first thing that you would have to show is that it's defamatory, i.e. that it actually causes people to see you in a different light. And if it's per quad, you have to actually show damages. You actually have to show, for defamation, that it actually cost you dollars, that it cost you money. Per se, you don't have to show that it cost you money in order to recover, to get general damages, but per quad, you have to actually show that it cost you money. So you'd have to show like maybe you'd have to show that you went to a therapist because, you know, it was just so, oh my God, the emotional damages were so great that I actually had to go see a therapist about it. You have to show that it lost you business. Like, oh, you know, here's my receipts before the defamatory statement. Here are my receipts after the defamatory statement. You can see that post defamatory statement, I made a lot less money. But generally speaking, you have to show for a per quad, you have to show that you lost money. Now, so that's another bar for recovery. And also you'd have to show that in your circle that the statement would be defamatory. And considering your general, that the circle that you're in generally discounts what I say, my statements about you, even if they are false, are not going to be defamatory. For example, if you call a KKK member a Nazi, that's probably not defamation. His circle of people in the KKK isn't really going to be upset that he's a Nazi. But if you call Donald Trump a Nazi, who has a lot of Jewish friends, well, that might be defamatory. What else? Okay, so if you shout the N-word at a KKK rally, well, I don't think any of the KKK members are going to be upset at the N-word, with or without hard R. If you shout the N-word at like a rap concert, especially with the hard R, that might be more defamatory. If you call someone the N-word, etc. So you get what I'm saying. So the context matters, and also your social standing matters. You have to prove that you have a reputation such that this defamatory statement would harm you. And I think that's going to be that would be a real problem. But I mean, if you're building up to, you're going to file a lawsuit against me for defamation, bring it, dude. Like, my contact information is on the State Bar website. I will accept service by mail there. If you want to bring a defamation lawsuit, awesome. Just remember that there are anti-SLAPP lawsuits, anti-SLAPP motions, and I believe attorney's fees are generally speaking awardable for anti-SLAPP motions. I haven't looked up Arizona's particularly, but I'm pretty confident. I don't give a shit, so bring it. Like if you think I defamed you, bring it, dude.
So if you're a Lane Meyer supporter, rejoice that he
hiding behind his law license like it's a shield from accountability. Where have I hid behind my law license? And what am I supposed to be accountable for? Like show me where my legal opinions were wrong. I mean, if this is something where I said something that is so one of the things that small brains like to do is they like to find minutia, trivia, things that aren't relevant to the main point that you're wrong on, to, I guess, deflect or hide the fact that they can't address your actual argument. So if you talk to a flat earther and you say, you know, there was an argument in my comment section about this. So if you talk to a flat earther and you say and you say, you know, the Earth isn't flat, it's round, and they'll say, well, don't you mean oblate spheroid? You know, it's what was the argument about? It's not round, it's roundish. You know, just, you know, ignoring the thrust of the actual argument, ignoring the main point of the argument to try to distract people and argue some tertiary third point, some minutia. You know, the Earth is essentially round. Like, you could argue over exactly how round it is, but the Earth is essentially round. Why you're going to fight? I mean, if your two options are flat, oh, there's mountains, it's not exactly flat, or roundish, you know, it's not round, it's oblate spheroid, then you're getting away from the point where the argument is between it's basically flat and it's basically round. You know, and on a tangent, just on a tangent because I can. The flat Earth community is just garbage, full of garbage people on both sides. Because you have the really, really stupid people who think that, you know, like they're limited by what they can see, and it looks flat-ish, and so like it's got to be flat. And then you have the slightly less stupid people who either just agreed with what they were told, or generally speaking, just are slightly able to grasp that it's more probably round, that there are people smarter than them that have proven it's round. And so you get those two fighting. You get the really fucking dumb and the slightly less dumb fighting in these comment sections. And the slightly less dumb are just happy that finally, for once in their fucking lives, there's someone who's actually dumber than them. To so they can finally clown on somebody. But I mean, it's very rare. There are some shining stars, some great examples in the flat Earth community who actually do experiments, who actually do show things where they prove it. But generally speaking, it's dumb and dumber arguing it out in the comments with nonsense, trivialities, ad hominems, things like that. I mean, it's just toxic. It's terrible, and I just don't understand why people would want to immerse themselves in it.
You know, probation sucks, but it's way better than being in poke me in the ass penitentiary.
Rule 4.1 of the ABA Model Rules of Professional Conduct says, a lawyer shall not make a false statement of material fact. Okay, well, I can't really see my computer screen very well. We might have to, I don't want to go that way. And the sun's that way. Well, I could probably go a little bit this way. All right, let's do ABA model rules. Not that they're binding on me. 4.1. Let's see what he left out. In the course of representing a client, did we leave something out? Did we miss a material portion of the model rule? In the course of representing a client, what client am I representing right now, Reluctant Prophet? What course of conduct? Or I'm sorry, what client am I representing? Oh wait, I'm not representing a client right now, am I? Oh shit! All right, let's do 8 point. Well, actually, let's do the California because these are the ones that I'm bound by. Rules of professional conduct. And my wife named the rooster Big Ben, and he is about 4 feet away from me. And I would expect transactions with persons other than clients, truthfulness and statement. This is the actual California version. California has adopted some. California has adopted some, but not all, of the ABA rules, and they've modified them to fit what California wants to do. But you can see that in California as well, it is in the course of representing a client, a lawyer shall not knowingly make a false statement. So again, so the model rules don't apply. The model rules don't apply to me. The California rules do. But California's added knowingly. So they've added a mens rea, essentially. So like if I make a false statement of fact unknowingly, it has to be material fact. And by material means it has to relate to the proceeding. So like if I said, oh yeah, today's Tuesday. And like, oh, actually, no, today's Wednesday. Oh, you violated the rules of professional conduct. No, it doesn't work like that. And again, like, these are the technical, stupid kind of misreadings where that Lane was doing, that he was misreading rules and misreading court cases to try to extract what he wanted by ignoring the rest of the rule. And you can't do that. So let's just look at California. Let's see if California even has an 8.4. I apologize. 8.4. All right, so we're going to look at 8.4. He's going to get to 8.4. Rule 8.4 says it's professional misconduct to engage in conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. So 8.4 for California says violate these rules or the State Bar Act knowingly assist, solicit, or induce others to do. Don't chase chickens, Hank. He's a good dog, but engage in conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or reckless or intentional misrepresentation. So remember, we have the knowingly there. So I'd have to know that what I'm saying is dishonest. So let's see if I say something knowingly dishonest. So the question becomes, was this ignorance or was this malice? Well, first of all, you already said that it wasn't misinformation, that I wasn't misinformed. Wait, what did you say? I'm at 136. God, this is hard to see. Not mistaken. Not misinformed, not mistaken, right? So he already said I wasn't misinformed or mistaken, but now he's asking if I was. So that's kind of weird. Like, pick one and stick to it, dude. Pick a narrative and stick to it. Which one was it? Either way, you're watching a man discredit himself in real time. This is not real time. This was recorded, by the way. No edits, no commentary. This literally what you're doing is just commentary. Just a sound of a so-called officer of the court. Well, I am an officer of the court. Setting fire to his own credibility. Oh, boy. Enjoy, yeah. I'm sure that I'm going to be completely discredited. I'll never be able to show my face again because Reluctant Prophet says I got something wrong. Well,
out there causing problems for people. I'm sitting in my car making YouTube videos, giving my take on what's going on, not egging anybody on to commit to break the law or to run up someone's prison time. I'm not showing up at the courthouse, and I'm not saying showing up at the courthouse is bad, but like Reluctant Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet was present, and he was trying to video record the sentencing, and was arguing with the judge. It's like,
and I think he was trying to video record the sentencing. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, folks?
Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet was present, and he was trying to
Reluctant Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet was present.
video record the sentencing.
Reluctant Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet. Did you catch that? Do we need to replay that again? Let's turn on closed captioning.
House is bad, but like Reluctant Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet was present.
But Reluctant Prophet, I think it was Reluctant Prophet. I'm about to discredit myself in real time, folks. Brace yourself, because I think it was Reluctant Prophet. Are you going to say it wasn't Reluctant Prophet? Are you going to say it wasn't you? It was somebody else? Well, that's great, because I thought it was you. So is what I'm saying wrong? No, because it's true that I thought it was you. Crazy. Fucking absurd how dumb and wrong I could be by thinking it was you. But I'm going to discredit myself.
And he was trying to video record the sentencing and was arguing with the judge. It's like this is one of the guys. This is one of the guys that's causing the problem. And look, he's here in court causing the problem. And he's egging on Lane Myers. And he's here with Lane Myers. And like the connection is just undeniable. And it's just all bad. All bad. So if you're
but it's still all bad, because even if I was wrong this time, I know from the reporting that Big Jim Finch has done that, and God, I forget her name, Judy or something like that. I'm probably wrong. I've only watched a couple of the streams. I mean, not that I'm saying you shouldn't watch Big Jim Finch, but listening to laymen discuss the law is generally not enjoyable for me. And no offense to them. I don't mean any offense. The factual statements that they make about what happened are excellent. But the interpretation of the law is sometimes questionable at best. But so he's been there. I think there's a story that the gal who goes to the hearings told about Reluctant Prophet setting up some giant ass tripod or something like that, and tripping over it and getting all upset, and then getting upset with her. I remember something like they tried to hurt Reluctant Prophet and Tucson Police Suck both tried to corral her by the I don't remember the exact story, but when they were getting on the elevator, there was an issue and court security had to be present or something. I don't know. I don't really know. So yeah.
Lane Meyer supporter.
So he's been there. He's He's made himself known by his actions in the courtroom. I know he's done multiple motions and requests to the court to be able to record the proceedings. He's made himself known to the court. Whether he was there this time or not, I don't know. That's why I said I think it was him. But any way you slice it, the point still stands that he's made himself aware. He's made the court aware of himself, and so the court can put like face to name and be like, yeah, this guy is causing problems, and he's associated with Lane Myers. So even though the court doesn't have the rebroadcasts and the other things in front of it, the court can still associate. Like, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't make sense to Reluctant Prophet because he's a fucking retard. He's really goddamn stupid. And he doesn't understand shit from fuck. Like, quoting the ABA model rules, i.e. these aren't the actual rules that I'm bound by. These are the ABA's model of what states should adopt as something that's going to be some standard I'm going to be held to, and not understanding that it's California's interpretation. Like, bro, if you want to submit a complaint to the California State Bar about me, like, get in fucking line. Like, there's a let's see, California State Bar attorney complaint. So there's the complaint form for attorney conduct right there. That's the one you want to do. You could try to get me for unauthorized practice of law too. You could claim that I'm trying to practice law in Arizona. Either one of them will get summarily tossed out because you're dumb and you're fucking wrong. But yeah, there it is. And all you have to do is Google California State Bar complaint or attorney complaint, and there you go. So good luck. Good luck.
Joyce that he got a very light sentence, way less than what he could have gotten.
Oh, and my state bar number is 3200086. You could find that by California State Bar 3200086. There's my name, address. There's the address where you could serve me. That's where you can serve me. That's my address. You could serve me there. That's my business phone number. That's my business email. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. And just before anybody gets froggy, there is a firearm in that office when I'm present there. Just in case anybody does want to get super froggy.
Probation sucks, but it's way better than being in poke me in the ass penitentiary. Who have been profiting off of him, Reluctant Prophet and Joshua Gray.
Wait, why was there an edit there?
Ass penitentiary.
Wait, well, there was an edit there. I thought, I distinctly remember Reluctant Prophet suggesting this is unedited in real time. What did we cut out there, Reluctant Prophet? Are we being disingenuous, sir? What did we miss? What did we miss? Let's see if I can't do YouTube. And we're going to go your channel, and we're going to do videos, and it's this video, and there should be more. View transcript, poke. So hard to see right now. All right, so this is the part he cut out. Well, if it loads. Well, all right, so it's not going to load, I guess. So, I was saying that, so if you're a Lane Meyer supporter, rejoice that he got a very light sentence, way less than what he could have gotten. Probation sucks, but it's better than being in poke me in the ass penitentiary. That's what I was saying. So that's the part he cut out. Because why wouldn't he try to frame me in the worst possible light to his viewers?
Have been profiting off of him, Reluctant Prophet and Joshua Gray, if they are truly his friends. And they're not just there to profit off of him and off of his misfortune and misery and his freedom. If they're not just there to profit off of him, they will distance themselves from him. They will no longer push against the victim and attempt to drag Lane Myers into further legal issues. If Lane Myers supporters are actually his supporters, they will back off from the victim. They will stop egging Lane Myers on to commit new felonies. He is, at this point, a six-time felon. A six-time felon. He can't afford many more. Leniency will run out and make videos like, yeah, but I'm not invested. Like, I'm not out there causing problems for people. I'm sitting in my car making YouTube videos.
Why are we? How is he looping this again?
Giving my take on what's going to run up someone's prison time. I'm not if it was present and he was trying to video record. He's liable sense who have been against order. He is not take. I think this sucked and it will spell it will run it to commit thousands. The problem is just a cherry.
He's gonna make a point in here somewhere.
All that. We're like, not just a victim. Tiny instances for everybody on.
Is he just looping the video?
And are actions on what's going up someone's prison time. I'm not showing up at the courthouse, and I'm not saying showing up at the courthouse is bad, but like Reluctant Prophet, leniency will run out and make videos like, yeah, but I'm not invested. Like, I'm not out there causing problems for the guys. This is one of the guys that's causing the problem. And look, he is at this point a six-time felon.
All right. Well, I guess that's it on that. The other one was, I guess, the angry vet. All right. Let's look for. It's just the glare is just killing me. Is it alive? Someone's saying that he did a video about me. Am I wrong?
Parts are there.
Is this a mukbang? You guys better not be trolling me. Is this a mukbang or what?
They mean well, they want to do the right thing. I get it. But they're just fucking stupid. Like Merb, you know? How fucking stupid is that guy?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking stupid. So stupid I'm right.
Direct D, I mean, he's pretty damn stupid, right?
I don't know how stupid Direct D is. I have never interacted. Well, I guess technically I've interacted with him in my comments, but that's about it.
All you have to do is watch him for a little bit.
So just so you know, this guy right here, he filmed inside of a veterans, a VA building, Veterans Administration building. And he was told not to, yada, yada, yada. The local police in Maryland were called, or the state police, I don't know, the police were called in Maryland. The Maryland police showed up. So state police showed up to enforce state law on federal property. And he tried the old Michael E. line, you can't enforce state laws on federal property tactic. And despite what I said, and exactly what I said would happen, happened. And the state showed that there was, I think it was concurrent jurisdiction, i.e. the feds get to enforce federal law and the state gets to enforce state law while you're on that particular property. And he got convicted and he appealed. The first appeal got denied. He has another appeal that's pending. I don't know the grounds of it. Big Jim Finch doesn't follow this guy because he's pretty fucking like. I've seen some of his videos by watching other people's content. Like I remember that Josh from he used to be Platoon Hard Drive. He's something else now. I forget what it is. I forget the name of his channel. I'm subscribed to him. You'd think I'd remember the name of his channel. But anyway, Josh used to cover this guy and his nonsense because I guess there's a question about like the hat that he wears or something like that. I don't fucking know. But anyway, this guy is just another fucking retard, and he thinks he knows the law. He's doing his shit pro per, and he's not doing very well. And you know, I guess my statement to him is good luck on your appeal. I hope you don't do jail time. I don't really give a shit what you think about me. So let's see. And then I go to, how do I go to, was it, live? No. All right. So we're going to go to, if I go to my channel, maybe I can see the view your channel. All right, let's see what we got here. If anybody has made any comments that I can actually read. First appeal. So Angry Vet is watching my shit, apparently. And I hate to tell you this, dude, but there's records. You lost your first appeal. It was denied. Why am I not? So he says my appeal. So Angry Vet says my appeal has been scheduled for February. Why aren't you making fun of me? Why? What's going on here? Unclick that. Why aren't you making fun of me for my case, Merble? Why? Because you're fucking boring. Because you're fucking boring, dude. That's why. Because I'm not interested in you. You're just completely fucking boring. That's why. You're stupid, but you're not entertainingly stupid. You're just stupid. I don't know what to tell you about that. There's a difference in redress the government and petition the government for redress of grievances. Yes, I'm at the top. Hold on. What if we do live chat? Let's see how far back we go. So Lenny, you're on a lawyer's channel. Folks are going to be on the specificity of language tightrope. Sure. It just goes on a loop. Well, thanks. So I'm just not paying for StreamYards, guys. Sorry. I'm just not doing it. You can't use Reluctant Prophet's videos, copyright protected. Your usage of the video doesn't meet fair use. By the way, TubeSock, nobody seems to fucking understand this. And I don't know how he keeps getting away with it. How do you keep getting away with it? He's a troll. That's all he is. He's just a troll. There's also Broken System, Broken Trust, -BSBT, who's not actually Broken System, Broken Trust. He's just a troll channel. Who, like, both those guys, like, it's kind of funny on one hand to see him wind people up in my comment section, but on the other hand, I feel bad for the people they're winding up because, like, they're idiots. All right. And then we got Lenny typing in all caps. That's awesome. Lawyer's nothing but a participating trophy child, an ambulance chaser. Well, I don't chase ambulances. I hate to tell you this. So what lay people don't understand is lawyers understand the process. They understand, if they don't understand the statutes themselves, they understand how to figure out what the statutes are saying, which is important. They understand research. They understand the words and how to communicate the ideas and the concepts to another lawyer, i.e. a judge, in order to get that judge to agree with the lawyer's interpretation of a questionable piece of law. Now, the problem that a lot of lay people have is that they see actors portraying lawyers in fictional situations on TV, and they think it's something where basically you could do anything as long as you have a good enough attorney arguing in your favor. And maybe, but generally speaking, no. Generally speaking, most lawyers haven't donated a shit ton of money to the election campaigns of judges, generally speaking. Most lawyers aren't going to be able to basically pull personal favors to get the judge to rule against the actual written law. I mean, there are situations well, I'm not going to get into specific. There are situations where lawyers have basically gotten their clients what their client wanted just because of how good the lawyer was, i.e., how much money he's donated to a specific judge's political campaign. But that is the exception, not the rule. The odds of you getting an attorney who's going to be able to get a judge to think that what the law is not the law is pretty low. Now, judges make mistakes, sure, but they make mistakes both directions. They'll make a mistake of law that gets them to the right conclusion just about as often as they'll make a mistake of law that gets them to the wrong conclusion. I can't tell you the number of appellate decisions that I've read where the Court of Appeals says the judge decided this on the wrong metrics, but he came to the right conclusion. So that's the problem. So the deal is, like, where there's a kind of grayish area, a lawyer can help convince a judge one way or the other. But like in Lane Meyer's case, it wasn't a gray area. It just wasn't a gray area. That's why all the lawyers with the exception of Eline, who's a fucking retard, who probably can do personal injury, but I wouldn't trust him on anything else. But the lawyers, like every lawyer that I saw, every lawyer in the case was like, no, like you're fucked. You're fucked. Now, lawyers can be wrong. Lawyers who don't know what the fuck they're talking about can be wrong. Like, for example, D'Arcy. D'Arcy probably would have been much more accurate on Lane Myers because D'Arcy did, I think he was a prosecutor, but D'Arcy doesn't know shit from fuck about copyright. So his like, and he like, for whatever reason, he just didn't read the YouTube terms of service very well. I'm not saying that I know copyright, but what I'm saying is that like he completely screwed the pooch on that one. So lawyers can make mistakes, but generally speaking, you're going to get a much more accurate idea of where you stand legally if you have a lawyer representing you than if you don't. Because remember, Lane Myers thought that it was clearly First Amendment protected activity, and it wasn't. You know, he thought it was clear, and all the lawyers were like, no. All the judges were like, no. And, you know, all of Lane Myers' supporters were like, oh, yeah, it clearly is. So, and the other thing that lawyers can do is because lawyers can give you, generally speaking, a better idea of the quality of your case, they can also help you make a decision on how to settle it, what a good settlement offer is, and they could essentially be of assistance to you in getting the best possible outcome as opposed to a just terrible outcome. All right, so let's see if there's any ones that are actually addressed to me. All right, thank you, Nasty Nate. I am a fascinating man. I am fascinated. Everything that I do is full of brilliance. That's because I'm a brilliant man. I wouldn't say that. I screw the pooch. I don't see a lot of. I don't see any more addressed to me. So I'm going to say that we're done. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know how I'll ever live down the spanking that Reluctant Prophet gave me. Still don't give a fuck about the angry vet. So you can keep being super duper mad in my comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And how do I end this? Stop. There we go.